Virgin or bad girl? The concept of women at the dawn of Hollywood was always accompanied by cliches. Only in the 30s does the situation improve slightly. Then came more complex roles in the 40s. And female figures in Hollywood evolved. From kind mothers and young, sensible girls in love, to working women, to fearsome heroines in noir movies. Women slowly abandon cliches and conquer leading lady roles. But this evolution will take time and is a work in progress, full of obstacles. Today, women in Hollywood are powerful. They dictate styles and speak their mind. They're all also champions of civil rights. Think of Meryl Streep, Jennifer Lawrence, Beyoncé, Kerry Washington, Angelina Jolie, producer Megan Ellison, Nicole Kidman, Jessica Chastain, Amy Adams, Viola Davis. Hollywood divas are not mere icons to be displayed. They are real, breathtaking women in their daily life. They are moms, they are wives, they are sisters. They go all around the world trying to make people pay attention to refugee situations, abuse situations, violence, all different kinds of causes that they embrace with the same passion with which they act. Pay attention to these wonderful women.
Heartbeat, sounds of heat, feel the music under my feet in the street.
Welcome to 20th Century Fox, the beloved studio of so many movie stars from the 40s and 50s. From Marilyn Monroe to Jane Russell, many cowboy movies as well. And we're here. I just found it by chance. The old gate. Not the new one where everybody can see driving by Pico Boulevard, but the old one where the movie moguls and movie stars came through. Here it is. And right in front of this historic gate is where I met one of Hollywood's most influential women. One of her latest movies, Hidden Figures, is Oscar nominated for Best Picture. The public at large may not know her name, but Jeno Topping is definitely one of the most powerful women in Hollywood. When you make a movie, do you ever think of, this could be Academy Award material, or this should be Academy Award material?
We don't really make our decisions that way. We don't say, oh, we're looking to make an Academy Award movie. Sometimes you read something and you think, it would be great to elevate this as much as it deserves to be elevated, and try to put it together in a way that, you know, is aspirational or lifts the whole thing up. And usually that occurs to me if I read, it's about the people. If you read about a character that is so compelling, you think, oh my God, this would be the most amazing performance. Great actors would be so drawn to this.
Right.
It happens more in that category for me. actually making this most recent movie, Hidden Figures, was a really high point. And every single woman we went to for the parts, they were all our first choices. It just was this, you know, this glorious thing that unfolded. You know, Katherine Harrison, the woman who we made this movie Hidden Figures about, saw the movie, and after the movie she said, you know, women can do so much if they're just given the opportunity. And then she paused and she said, and men can too, as long as they're given enough time. I thought to myself, well, see, that's the thing. Women get to it. They just do it much more quickly. But they shouldn't always do it quickly just because everybody wants them to do it.
But who are Hollywood's real stars? The history of classic cinema has gifted us with timeless icons. But let's be mindful, Hollywood stars were not merely images to be displayed on billboards. Greta Garbo and Bette Davis were women who were definitely involved in choosing their roles. Hollywood history speaks of how Garbo fought to have the best. To do so, she knew how to respect the rules of MGM by saving the studio money. So, not only talented and fascinating, but also responsible and respectful. From the beginning, the Hollywood studio system followed rigid rules. Exclusive contracts with a studio lasted 7 years. Even successful actresses were dropped at the first box office flop. If a star was erratic and/or her film's not successful, she could be replaced without prior notice. And today, who are the real divas? Come meet them with me. They are talented, strong women who know how to ride the waves of style, embrace success, but also overcome disappointments, like all of us, and come back with a smile. Amongst all, a dear friend, Nicole Kidman. Bella, you are always amazing, always a role model. I see you, I've watched your career from Dead Calm.
Wow, long time ago.
When a woman is like you, years don't count, years don't pass. You just grow richer, wiser, fuller, and I feel like you give to other women.
Don't you make me cry.
It's true. It's true. You're a true role model. When you won your Academy Award, how did it feel? What did you expect to win?
I remember that sort of blurry because it was sort of a very strange time in my life. But at the same time, there's moments of very, very extreme clarity. But the one thing that, yes, when I suddenly was holding an Academy Award for Best Actress and I was going back to a hotel room, I mean, my mum was there and my daughter, but I was like, I'm alone. I don't have a life partner. I don't have the person that I can now order room service and jump on the bed and go, can you believe it? You know, because that's when I went, I better get my act together here. And that was fantastic to have that because it was an epiphany for me. And a huge acknowledgement of the life trajectory and the work. And then I went, I need a personal life. Part of playing Sue was honouring the Australian women I know. You know, I grew up with these women. I grew up with women exactly like her, and I've not been asked ever to play an Australian mother like this. My family is primarily made up of females. We have my father, who's passed away 2 years ago, and he was basically the patriarch, but everybody else in our family it's very female. So I feel incredibly comfortable around women because that's what I know. I actually feel just of service, and so I really feel like it's just as much as this is, you know, I'm talking, I really try to stay in the moment and give really direct, strong, clear answers because I believe in the film.
Grazie.
And the receiving of the emotion from people is what is extraordinary, because that gives me, that's what we do it for. So,
Grazie. Grazie di cuore.
mille. Thank you.
The choice of a role is an essential step when reading different scripts. Some actresses spend months, along with their managers or agents, waiting for the perfect character. It's a game of balance, frame of mind, timing, and smart choices. Jessica Chastain will tell us all about it.
I choose my characters. I'm drawn to characters that challenge the status quo. Just because those are the people that inspire me. And it doesn't have to be a woman that is really ambitious and aggressive, you know, as someone who can challenge the status quo, because Celia Foote in The Help challenges the status quo, and she's just a big old heart. So, yeah, that's a big role, big decision in when I'm choosing a character.
When it comes to powerful women in Hollywood, I love history. There's a very powerful woman in Hollywood, Mary Pickford, who
yes.
had a trademark, her beautiful blonde hair. You have a trademark, your beautiful red hair.
You know, when I was a kid, I hated my red hair. I hated it. I hated anything about me that made me different from everyone else. I just wanted to disappear in the crowd, be a part of the group, and not be seen as the other. And I think now that I've matured, I've realized the things about us that are different are the things about us that are special. And I wouldn't want anyone to change their uniqueness to fit into the crowd. It's no fun blending in, like stand out.
The right role, perfectly acted, mirrors great intuition and talent. Hollywood is not just a dream factory for its public, but also for its stars. And the biggest dream of all, even if never admitted, is always that golden statue named Oscar. And Amy Adams spoke to me of the emotions of an actress from the moment she's nominated to that magical night. 5 Oscar nominations. How do you feel when you hear that you're nominated for an Academy Award?
Each film that I've done has had a different sort of meaning attached to the nomination. The first nomination really created what is now my career, because it really introduced people who might not have known about my work to my work, and then allowed for, you know, people to hire me for, say, Enchanted, like when they saw that.
You're wonderful.
Thank you. But when they saw that I was being campaigned for an Oscar, that gave Disney the faith that I could. They checked out Junebug and they hired me for Enchanted, and that launched 1,000 ships.
The great Hollywood stars are incredible women who bring their viewers from the imaginary to deep emotions and know how to move them. But once the lights are turned off and the shooting ends, they go home, and there they become once again who they are. If you're Viola Davis, that means a mother and a wife. How do you make it all work with the daughter, the husband, the work? Because having a series and your work in feature films, I mean, that's a lot.
I have no idea how I make it work. I mean, I'm like any woman in America. I have no idea. But the only thing I know is I do the best I can with what I've been given.
When I saw Fences, I thought, Anna Magnani. I'm Italian.
Oh, yes. Well, you know, I got into it because I wanted to move people. I did. Maybe it gave me a sense of purpose and identity. It made me, you know, it made me feel like I mattered, maybe, you know. And also, I just feel like that's the beauty of the art form. I just feel like what we do is so divine. It's so powerful. There's no other profession like it in the world that can hand you who you are in a messy package or a beautiful package, and it's celebrated. Exposing you is celebrated. It's a beautiful and wonderful profession like that.
This is one of the things I like the most of my job. We're at the end of this episode, but it's amazing for me to be able to tell you not just my story, but their stories. Because at the end of the day, I'm proud to be a woman in Hollywood, and I've met so many amazing women. I'm honored to be called their friend.